So, what do you get when you combine the two most hyped, most powerful technologies on the entire planet? Well, today we're going to find out. We are diving headfirst into the explosive intersection of artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency, specifically into the wild world of AI tokens.
The AI plus crypto revolution. Now that is a bold claim, right? I mean, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But the idea that these two forces, when you weave them together, could completely change how AI is built, who controls it, and how we all use it, well, that idea is gaining some serious traction.
And to help make sense of it all, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at the big idea behind this whole AI and crypto thing. Then, we'll decode what these AI tokens actually are. After that, we'll see how they function. And finally, we'll ask the big question. Is this really the next big wave? Okay, let's dive into it. To really get the why behind this whole revolution, we first have to understand the problem it's trying to solve.
And look, it's a totally fair question. On the surface, it might just seem like we're piling one buzzword on top of another, but there is a real, fundamental problem at the very heart of AI today that this combination is trying to fix. And you know, it all boils down to one word: centralization.
So this right here, this really shows you the two competing visions for the future of AI. On one side, you have the world we live in right now, centralized AI. It's pretty much controlled by a handful of tech giants. They own the massive computers, they own the code, and they own the data. But on the other side, you've got this Web3 vision, a decentralized AI that's owned by the community, governed by its users, and built on open data. A totally different game.
You see, this isn't just a technical experiment, it's almost a philosophical one. The entire goal is to shift the power, to move control of this incredible technology from a tiny, select few to the many. The idea is to create a much more level playing field for everyone who wants to innovate and get access.
Okay, so if that's the grand vision, how in the world do we actually get there? Well, that brings us to the key ingredient, the thing that makes this whole new economy possible, the AI tokens themselves.
So let's boil it down. At its simplest, an AI token is basically a cryptocurrency that's custom-built for an AI project. It's like the key that unlocks the whole network, but honestly, it's so much more than just a key.
Here's a great way to think about it. These tokens are the currency you use to pay for services, they're the fuel that powers all the heavy computations, and they're the voting rights that let you have a say in how the network is run. They are literally the lifeblood of these new decentralized AI worlds.
All right, so we get what a token is, but how do all these pieces actually fit together and work in a real network? Let's get into the mechanics of it.
It really comes down to these three main jobs. First up, fueling the network. I mean, AI needs a ton of computing power. In one of these decentralized networks, anyone can chip in their computer's spare power and get paid for it in tokens. Second, unlocking data. AI models are hungry. They need data to learn, so tokens can be used to reward people for securely sharing their valuable data. And third, guiding the growth. If you hold tokens, you get a vote. This means the community, not some CEO in a boardroom, gets to decide on the future of the project.
This is probably my favorite analogy for it. Imagine an Airbnb for computer power. Instead of renting out your spare bedroom, you're renting out your computer's unused processing power to a global network. You're helping train AI models or run complex applications, and in return, you get paid with tokens. It creates this amazing global marketplace for computation that anyone can join.
And this brings us to our final big question. Now that we understand the what and the how, let's zoom out a bit. What could all of this actually mean for the future of AI?
While the potential impacts they're massive. By decentralizing all these resources, you could see much faster innovation, because now any developer anywhere in the world can tap into a global computer. This promises much fairer access, right? A lone programmer in a developing country could actually compete with a Silicon Valley giant. It could also lead to more transparent AI models and create entirely new economies where you, yes, you, get paid for the data you create.
So, in the end, it all comes back to this one crucial question. Who gets to control artificial intelligence? Whether you're a developer, a business owner, or just, a person who uses the internet, this is one of the most important questions of our time. And this whole movement, it's offering a really compelling alternative answer.
And so that's the question we're left with. The challenges are enormous, don't get me wrong, but the vision is incredibly powerful. So are we actually witnessing the dawn of a truly open AI for everyone? Or is this just the next big wave of tech hype? The answer to that, well, it's still being written.